So that brings us to the most interesting question of all, just how much is getting done, bottom line? Because I keep reading all these crazy headlines about how AI writes 30% of the code at Microsoft, 50% of the code at Robinhood. And then a couple months ago, not to be outdone, the CEO of Anthropic believes that by the end of 2025, 90% of code is going to be written by AI. Okay, dudes, yeah, your AI adds a lot of lines. I don't think any developer who has used AI has worried about whether it's capable of writing a lot of lines, though. The question that matters most to managers and developers is, how does this all net out? Maybe it writes more code, but maybe that's negated by more review time or more bug fixing. The most honest assessment that I've encountered so far comes from Google CEO Sundar Pichai, who said in a podcast this year, the most important metric
carefully measured is like how much has our engineering velocity increased as a company due to AI, right? And it's like tough to measure, and we can rigorously try to measure it. And our estimates are that number is now at 10%, right?
When I heard this estimate, my first reaction was shock. This is a man whose company's fate basically rests upon building the most effective AI possible, and yet with all these incentives to exaggerate the effect of AI, he's still publicly citing a relatively conservative 10% bottom line change that AI has brought to Google so far. Is your team doing better than Google? GitClear shines a light that lets you see how greater AI use translates into real-world impact. And when you funnel all this data that your team is generating every day from GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Claude, Windsurf, and you run it through GitClear's AI cohorts, you might find that the most AI-forward developers are getting 50% more done on average, or maybe they're getting the same amount done. Either way, knowing this is going to let you make investments for 2026 that are substantively correlated with the truth about how much AI can benefit a company in your circumstances. That's why I hope you'll consider signing up for a free GitClear trial where you can sidestep all of these AI hype stories and just get the unvarnished truth about the net impact of your team's AI habits for better and for worse. This is such a pivotal moment in history for every company that we hope you'll treat it as such and get at the truth of what it means in your circumstances to live in the most exponentially changing time in human history.